We're gate-crashing a holiday camp for kids who are visually impaired. It's an annual summer camp
I'll show you where your room is.
run by the Royal New Zealand Foundation of the Blind.
What's your girls' names?
I'm Brittany and this is Shannon. What's your name?
Christy.
The kids are buddied with teenagers who are also visually impaired.
Go back then.
Excellent.
Go home.
Most of the teens attended this camp themselves.
How much can you see? All right.
I can see properly out of this eye, but
The buddies are all strong role models. Daniel Sharp is a Paralympic swimmer and silver medalist.
2 doors down.
Hey, Renee. How are you?
It's actually made our lives a lot easier having these students helping us, and they have an empathy.
Yeah, it's so nice to me. Oh.
And they're also role models. They've been there, they've done all these things. They probably know more about how people tick than we know. The stories come out every now and then about what they did, and so they know all the tricks of the trade, if you like.
You know, of course there's always like the few new kids that come and, you know, they're always quite scared in the beginning because they don't know anyone. And, like, I know how it feels because I was the same when I was about 9 or 10 when I first came here. But you see them sort of making friends and sort of finding a group and finding their sort of like niche in the camp, I suppose.
Welcome to our slice of paradise.
Cute.
You can have the nice bottom bed, already pulled down the mattress.
Thank you very much.
For many of these kids, it's their first trip away from home. But this is Michael Chopra's third camp.
And what's cool about camp? Why do you like coming to camp?
It's actually a good place to make friends. Like, me and Shannon actually met last year, and we became friends ever since.
what sort of music we have? Old music. Really, really old music. I don't really know old music. 18th to 19th music.
Elsa Pullinger is effectively camp mother. She's been running these camps for 20 years.
This camp was instigated to get vision impaired and blind students together, and that's really important for them to form friendships and to get to know others who are going through similar traumas maybe, or having similar experiences.
Michael is 11 and totally blind.
What can I hold on to?
The main function of the camp is to develop independence and build on skills for everyday life. The other kids have varying degrees of vision impairment.
Very few people are totally blind. I mean, there are a percentage.
Maybe you can go a bit slower?
But most of the people we are working with have some useful vision.
The kids at the camp have different levels of vision. We're going to do some tricks with the camera so you can kind of see what some of the visual impairments look like. Now, if you meet someone who's blind, don't assume that they only see black. If you have full sight, you'll see me clearly, in focus, and make out the details and colours. But if you have myopia, you may see me like this. Or with macular degeneration, you may see this. Whereas with glaucoma, this is what your vision may look like. With a cataract, I would look like this. And with diabetic retinopathy, you may see me like this.
Blind is not one way of being blind. There's heaps of different ways.
Yes, I got a kind of disease called glaucoma, and that's like there's an optic nerve, and my eyeball's sort of like, to explain it, it's sort of like a ball, which you pump it up and the pressure goes up, and that's bad. And then when the pressure goes too down, that's also bad.
What would you want, like, the kids of New Zealand to know? How would you explain your blindness to them to make it just so they hopefully never ask again?
Well, some people have different kinds of problems. I think Brittany has a different kind of problem than me.
I've got albinism. Probably every day I get asked, why is your hair blonde? And if you actually look closer into my eyes, they move. Literally. I can't do anything about that. And that's the most common question I actually get. Why do your eyes move? Why are you blonde? Why do your eyes do this? Why do your eyes do that?
people say, "You're not looking at me." And sometimes they try and tease me by saying, "Look here, look there. How many fingers am I holding up?" It gets really annoying.
A lot of people think that everyone's the same, eh? When they ask you the questions, they think everyone's eye condition is the same.
Yeah. They just say, "Oh, they're blind."
Yeah,
so
it's like one
that's
label.
Just it,
Yeah.
they're blind.
It's just really hard explaining. Like if someone says like, "Oh, so you can see a certain distance, what do you see after that?" And they assume we just see darkness or something. It's like, no, it's there, it's just blurry, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It just stops.
It is Renee Patate's 9th camp. One of her goals is to cope with new and unfamiliar environments. I can only imagine what it's like when you can't see anything.
And this is what you call a jungle gym. Yeah, so keep your hands up in front of you.
Right in front.
Did you climb up the pole?
Well, you could probably slide down it.
Feel your hands up and down.
All the way to the left, and you're going to find a lower pole. And you can hang from there, but watch your
The
beam.
foundation uses the camp to suss out how well kids are doing in life skills, so they can better help them.
Where do you do a long jump? Careful there, hon. What's that? It's the drop off. You're going to come over on the other side. Big step down.
Gary Venstra is a child and family social worker and a counsellor for the foundation. He has been involved with the camp for many years. He just loves working with the kids.
It's about equality, really, isn't it? What a child that can see does, children that can't see should be able to do as well, really. And that is the same with social interaction. Our world is so visual. Everything that we do often has an effect about what we see. I mean, my communication with you, you nod your head and you smile at me, which are signs of approval. If I can't pick that up, how will I know what somebody else thinks of me?
For example, if someone was crying and everyone was thinking they were upset, then I didn't know if they were crying really quietly, and I wouldn't know how to communicate with them, because I couldn't see their reactions or their facial expressions.
Go the other way!
The afternoon is free time, a chance for the kids to hang loose. Michael loves the pool, and he's one of only 2 kids here who are totally blind. With so much noise and splashing, he's a little disoriented. Don't panic. There's no fire. It's only the dinner bell.
Who's hungry?
Oh, that's enough, man, you just rub it in.
Hand sanitizer, rubbed it.
Hand sanitizer in your hand here, then.
Where I washed my hand underneath. Yep, push the button there.
Perfect.
It's your typical camp food. But who put peas and carrots on the menu? Not the easiest to manage. The kids are taught to think of their plates as clocks in order to figure out what's where. Carrots at 6 o'clock. Brittany Tapara's short-range vision is pretty good, but Shannon Humphreys has got the double whammy of myopia and glaucoma. Her food probably looks a bit like puree.
You link with Renee, and Renee, you grab
Christie's. There we go.
The kids need to be really good communicators to overcome their lack of sight.
Renee, me and Shanna are going to be low, so you jump over, and my arm's about here.
She's about at your knees right now.
Whoa! Nice.
Untangled. Woo! You did it. That was really awesome.
Communication is very important, especially for the ones that are totally blind.
I might ask them some questions, saying something like, I don't know where over there is, can you please give me some more directions, because I don't know what you're talking about.
So you need to be able to describe it, and likewise people need to be able to describe back to you very clearly what it is you're doing or what it is they want you to do.
Right, you two. You go ahead, Shannon. Okay. Yep.
As the light fades at the end of the day, so does the kids' level of useful vision.
When you go to bed and the lights get turned off, how do you get to the toilet if you can't see where you're going?
easily feel around. And sometimes we measure steps, and sometimes we feel the doors or the walls, or count, you know. It's quite easy sometimes. And sometimes there's lots of obstacles where you ask someone to help us.
I like being independent, and I usually use my cane to get to the toilet if I'm at camp.
Day 2 is a day of challenges. There's high adventure and problem solving. The kids will need to trust their buddies and instructors. Mind you, there's something to be said for not seeing where you're going.
Hands up if you're freaking out. Oh, just maybe a few of you. It's okay. I was freaking out my first time I got up there. Now, before you go anywhere near our tower, we're going to have to put a harness onto you and a helmet. We'll help you the whole time, and we want you guys to have heaps of fun.
As one of the totally blind kids, Michael has to explore everything through touch.
Sort of. So that'll take some of the tension off.
The first part of the climbing wall wasn't that bad. It was about halfway when my muscles started aching. I started to get a bit disorientated up there.
Your right foot up a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Left foot up.
Independence is obviously really important, doing things as much as you can for yourself, and blind and low vision children don't have the same opportunities to copy or imitate their family members, other peers, so they have to be sort of...
that at all.
No.
Yeah.
And so they have to be, it's a conscious, a conscious need to be taught rather than just learning as you go along.
Yeah, they can't mimic.
They can't mimic anything, no.
They're just very good at listening and picking up things on sound, and it's amazing what they can get just from sound. They can tell you what's going on in the room, and not be able to see it and know exactly what's going on.
With a helping hand, Brittany reaches the top. But now comes the scary part.
When you've only got 6 metres of sight and you can't really see the bottom, just looks like you're just going to land in a big black hole. After you get up there and you start coming down, it's actually quite fun.
Michael can't see a thing, but he's having a blast.
You guys having a good time so far?
Yes, we are.
And what do you think's your favourite part about camp?
Today I think it was the flying fox.
I just like abseiling and the flying fox.
They're pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
They are.
It's really fun.
Is Shannon going to go?
I don't know.
Lucy McLeod came to this camp as a kid. Now she's one of the leaders.
It's pretty scary, actually. It's really good to see them gaining confidence and stuff. There's a girl in my group who, she's quite scared of, things like this, like the flying fox, but you just need to sort of give her confidence and sort of show her and, make her touch the walls, feel the rope so, it's strong, you're not going to fall. So you just have to sort of talk to them and, reassure them it's okay, and then their confidence grows, and it's really good to see.
There's some nice male bonding there.
Oh, yeah.
What else is cool about camp? Is it making friends and things like that?
It is, yep.
And
And meeting new people you don't know.
this one's the next one. It's kind of bumpy on the wall.
All the kids attend their local school. They hardly ever get to meet other kids with vision impairments.
When you're at home, do you know anyone else that has vision impairments?
No.
So it's kind of cool coming here and everyone's pretty much the same, eh?
Yeah, although some can see a little bit, and I can't at all.
I'll go first.
And you're going to need to put the planks out as you go. Can you do that?
We have Renee, who's totally blind. Her aspiration is to become a leader. Really, so she's here, although she's only 11, she's already here thinking, I want to be back here in the future, and what do I need to do for that, and what skills do I need to have for that?
There you go. You want to be on top of that? Cool.
I think some of the skills that I'd need to be a leader would be to be responsible, reliable, trustworthy and helpful.
All right.
So now we need another plank that fits.
When it comes to problem solving, these kids are experts.
Okay, you slot that end in. It's just in front of you there.
It's a skill they put into practice every day, all day, figuring out how to do stuff with restricted vision.
So let's go for it.
Too often, they're left out of fun activities because family, friends, even teachers worry about their safety and don't realise they can do it.
Slot it in there.
Yeah, I'll help you when it's time. Yeah.
My friends are the ones who probably hold me back since we're doing cricket and PE. We're all learning how to pitch, so it's not always going to be dead straight, so they're just worried that I'm going to get hit by one.
People say, oh, you can take this shortcut in running, or oh, we'll just take off the bar and high jump, or you can go under the high jump bar. And I usually think I will do this.
I don't really mind if I get hurt. I just want to try it.
Sometimes they refer to it as the cotton wool syndrome, you know, not letting go. It's gaining the confidence of parents to allow their students to come to camp. We aren't going to hurt their children.
Number 3. No, that says number 3 on the top.
It's not
open. That's number 3. It has a big 3 on the top. Come this way. Here's the toilet. Walk backwards. Stop. There's the door.
Yeah.
Boys' toilet.
You right there?
Yeah.
After a hard day, it's time to wind down and read a good book.
What are you reading there?
The Secret Gun.
So when you're learning Braille, how does that work?
Well, usually we learn it the same way as print. Except it's different than print. So we learn the alphabet, then we learn how to spell the words, and then we learn contractions, which are like a grade up and help us write faster.
Kids with a vision impairment are supported at school by a visual resource teacher.
And it must be hard when there's dust and things on the page.
Yeah, and some people in our class like to squash them, the dots, which makes it even more difficult.
That's not cool. Do you get a sore finger sometimes?
Sometimes. But it's usually when I've been reading plastic Braille. After I read plastic Braille, it hurts. It kind of takes me longer to learn how to read because I first off started reading print. And now it's kind of getting confusing. But sooner or later, I will get the hang of it and I will be faster than my friends.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, you don't need to.
It's a new day, which means a new adventure.
Vision impaired children have to live their daily lives, and there are often aspects to those daily living skills that we're unaware that they haven't developed. So it's also an opportunity to observe and assess students so that we can build on their programs.
This morning I sat next to Michael and I said, "Can you butter your toast?" And he said yes, because he wanted to not give away that he couldn't, really. So so when he had a butter on his knife, I could work out after a few minutes that he had no idea where he was on his toast, really. So these are things that we try to pick up here, but also when they come home, we need to do some work around it.
You learn a lot more about a student if you're actually living with them. Those little things that go to make life so much easier that we take for granted every day. For example, putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. How does that happen? Identifying shampoo and conditioner. Those sorts of things that often you're unaware of, that we take for granted.
Putting on toothpaste, it's fine. It's kind of difficult. It usually ends up on the side of the toothbrush. But I don't really mind that much because in my mouth I just seem to turn it around somehow.
Stop, you better get food away! you go properly?
Yay, nice.
No properly?
No, just my face got caught.
Oh.
Yeah.
You go. Just put the door open because you're not holding on properly. I'll come see someone to help you then, shall I? Libby, what vein are we in? Well, you're colourblind.
I haven't got my top.
Why not?
Well, because I didn't want to go for a swim. Nor do I have my sunglasses.
You're right, you're going to turn right here.
So is this not the old one?
Today, we're off fishing. At the Tongariro National Trout Centre, the kids learn interesting facts and get to see the fish up close.
It was kind of difficult to listen to the instructions because the cicadas were so loud.
Is these cicadas really loud in your ears right now? Yeah. Like really.
You can't even hear our conversation. So loud are the cicadas, it must be overwhelming and really disorienting if you have a vision impairment.
Athletics days or swimming sports or something, people might make lots of noise, squealing and cheering, and then I don't really know what's happening because everyone's making so much noise.
At birthday parties and things, yes, I do get overwhelmed sometimes. I don't really get overwhelmed as in I want to scream, but sometimes I just like to go into a different room when it's really quiet to rest.
And then finally, the moment the kids have been waiting for, catching their own trout. It may seem like an unusual activity, but an old fisherman told me that fishing is actually all about paying attention to the feeling of the fish on the line.
This.
That's a trace. It's put a nylon.
But why is it called that?
I don't know. I just caught a trace. And there's the hook.
And how do you know you've got a fish?
You'll know when you've got a fish because you're going to do it all. I'm not doing it. This is your job.
Will you tell me when to turn it?
Yeah, I'll tell you when to turn it.
When you see a fish on my own.
Cast it. Yes.
Why do we have to reel it back in?
It makes the fly move and then the fish hopefully will grab the fly.
Bite! Oh, we got a...
We've got a fish.
Did we?
Yep.
See you later,
That's a
fish.
little one. Just wind him gently. Feel it?
Yep. He's trying to get out, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Not too happy. How inches long?
Okay, should I stop now? Whoa.
Whoa, run away from you.
I'm not going to let him go.
Yeah, hang on. Stop there. Stop. You got the net.
Whoopsie.
We got it. Right, let's go to the rock, eh?
Don't let him go.
No, I've got the fish in the net. There you go.
Is he dead now?
No, no.
How do you know he's not dead?
I haven't hit him yet.
He's jumping around, isn't he?
Ugh.
Can you find him again?
Flying everywhere.
Shall I knock him on the head?
Over to your right.
Yep.
Knock on my head. That's it. Now he's not. Now he's dead.
Dead now. Ooh, ooh.
There you go. It's a rainbow trout.
Shall I go and show the others, shall I?
The best thing about catching that fish on that day was the biggest fish of the day. It was a female, one of the only females.
Oh my goodness, he's huge.
We took it to the place where they cook it and fillet it.
Had it cooked and a nice lunch. And so draws to an end another successful camp.
I felt good about myself because I tried most of the things which they set out.
Now I can actually do things without having any doubt about that I can do it.
I felt quite free, like I was free and falling down and just walking backwards down the abseiling.
I got up that climbing wall. I got down the abseiling wall. I did all those things. And if I can do all those things, I bet I can do more.
Yes, I will be going back next year. It was such a fun experience.
I will definitely go back next year. They really
It's a very good opportunity for me and some other kids to make a good time out of your summer, make some friends, gain confidence and skills you'll need.